Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine व्योमवत् व्याप्त देहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्ध ज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशांताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। कामस्याप्तिं जगत प्रतिष्ठाम्
कामस्याप्तिं
कामस्याप्तिं
जगतः प्रतिष्ठाम्
भवदत्यदित्याम्
चोरनन्त्यम् अभयस्य भारम् अभयस्य भारम्
निम् अभयस्तवारिम्
भारम् तोमं महदुर्गायं प्रतिष्ठाम्
ओम
महदुर्गायं
महदीदायं
प्रतिष्ठाम्
प्रतिष्ठाम्
धृत्वा धीरो नचिकेतोऽत्यस्र साक्षीः
धृत्वा
दृष्ट्वा
धीरो
धीरो
नचिकेतस्यास्त्राक्षी
नचिकेतस्यास्त्राक्षिः।
Continuing the praise for Nachiketa, that young boy has shown tremendous capacity for Vairagya. And much of this is to do with Vairagya. Really speaking, I find that Yamadharmaraja, while he is talking all this and praising Vairagya, praising Nachiketa for his Vairagyam, there's no need. Nachiketa has already exhibited his Vairagyam. Nachiketa has already exhibited his readiness for this Jnanam. So why is Yamadharmaraja repeating all this in so many mantras? Why is Shastra repeating all this through the words of Yamadharmaraja to Nachiketa, who is already ready? He knows he's ready, Yamadharmaraja knows, the Guru knows he's ready. Why is he repeating that? And this is what I was thinking the other day. This Shastra is meant for us to study. So he is not, really the message is not for Nachiketa. The message is for us. Emphasizing why the preparation is so important. The praise of Nachiketa and his Vairagyam is the message for all the students, all of us. That's why he's praising all this. So he takes it all the way. Look, I've offered you everything. And I'm Apta Kamaha. I can offer you everything. I have the capacity to offer you everything. All the way up to Brahmaloka. All kinds of kama, all kinds of dharma, artha. I can satisfy everything. But you have recognized their limitations. Anityatvam. Biggest limitation. However long it is, however protracted it is still within time. Time is created. And if it's bound by time, it has to be something which will end. So whatever I offer you, whatever sukha, whatever artha, kama I offer you, and if you translate dharma as that which takes you to various lokas, Every loka I've given you freedom to choose. So artha, kama, artha, dharma, anything you want. I've offered you all of them. Any person who is not completely ready, who is not totally clear, the chances are he or she will opt for something here. You didn't. So he's only reiterating the fact that he's been saying that also in the last few verses we saw, ending with showing that even I, today I'm sitting where I'm sitting, but how did I get here? I got here because even though I knew that any limited ones, limited karma cannot give me the limitlessness. Despite that, my effort remained only in Nachiketagnihi. But you are a young boy, you are sitting in Martiloka. Today you are in front of me. You have so clearly rejected all them. Taveva vaha, tava nitya gite vichukuriye. You exhibited complete vairagya. So he continues in the same vein in this verse. Kamasyaptim jagata pratishtham kratoranyan anantyam abhayasya param tomam mahad urgayam pratishtham drishtva dritya dhiraha nachiketaha atyasrakshi. If you understand this like how it's constructed, Sanskrit has very funny construction. So, I mean, any free construction, not funny, free construction. What is the verb here? Atyasrakshihi. Atyasrakshihi is taktavan, paritaktavan. We've seen this earlier. One who has given up something. So the first question that comes to mind is, who has given up? Kaha paritaktavan. Kaha paritaktavan nachiketa. So that Nachiketa also, there's a little qualification for that. Dhiraha Nachiketa. The one who has discriminative knowledge. So he has Viveka and he's also Vairagya because he is Paritaktavan. Nachiketa Paritaktavan. So next question automatically is, what did he give up? Kim Paritaktavan. So all the answers have to be in second Vibhakti. What are the things? So you look at all the words that come up in second Ditya Vibhakti. Kamasyaptim. You gave up. You will see the meaning. Kamasyaptihi. You gave up Jagata Pratishtham. And Anantyam. Limitless. Relatively. Abhayasya Param. You gave up all this. Tomam. Mahadurugayam. Pratishtham. You gave up all this, hey Nachiketa. And all these we will see the individual meanings. Katham, they're also wonderful. Everybody knows they are each one endless, limitless kamaha. This sthanam in another loka, highest loka possible. Pratishtham, stha dhatu. There, the place where it is the highest possible form of karma. Anantyam, relatively unlimited. Abhayasya param, no bhaya. In that loka, there is no bhaya. One of the biggest problems we have in Mritya loka is bhayam, which pushes us to do all kinds of things which we later say, oh, I should have done that. Correct? So many things we do because of bhayam. No bhayam. Abhayasya param means highest possible height of fearlessness. Somam stuti yogyam. Mahat, huge, vast, urugayam. Urugayam is that which is vast, immeasurable. All these you've given up. Your vairagyam is unquestioned. Kimartam? Why would somebody give up all this? It doesn't sound logical for somebody to give it up. If I had an option of somebody coming who is apta kama, who can offer me these things, I would grab it. That's what the immediate reaction of a reader is. Why would I give up all this? Why did Nachiketa give up all this? Kimartham? Drishtva. Having seen what? Drishtva is a tva pratyaya, something that is completed. Having seen already. Having seen what? Having seen, in the word we use often in the class, the relative uselessness of these, relative valuelessness of these. Compared to what? Compared to that which Nachiketa is asking for. Atma-jnanam. That Atma-jnanam which is total and absolute freedom, which is Purnatvam. Compared to this, even a seat in Brahmaloka is valueless because of its limitation of being within time. You know, another name for Brahmaji, who is the leader, the Ishvara in Brahmaloka, is Prathamaja. What does Prathamaja mean? One who is born, first born. In a family of 5 children, we have a Prathamaja in the family. But in the entire creation, there's a Prathamaja. That means even Brahmaji is born, created. When the Jagat has to be created, the first creation is Brahmaji. From there, everything else flowers. Therefore, it's called Prathamaja. So even the Brahmaloka, if you get, and even if you get the Padam of Brahmaji, like he got a Padam of Yamadharma Raja. You can get any Padam. All you have to do is follow what Shastra tells you to do. You can get any Padam. You want to be Indra, you can be Indra. So even if you get Airanya Garbha Padam, Brahma Padam. You become Brahmaji. Probably in the next Kalpa. After Mahapralaya, a new Brahmaji will come. So if you work at it, maybe you can become Brahmaji also. It's like any other corporate promotion system. You do certain things, you get a promotion. Here also, you do certain things, you can become a exalted being. But even that is limited. Even that is not of the same order of value as Brahmajnanam, Atmajnanam, Moksha Jnanam. Drishtva. Having examined, having seen, having considered, he didn't reject it out of hand. He has already understood that these are relatively valueless. Even in the Jagat, we have our own scale of values. I can get something today, but if I can do a little bit more and wait, I can get twice that tomorrow. A bird in hand is worth two in the bush. I don't like that saying because we're talking about capturing something, but expresses what we're trying to say. So that discriminative Nachiketa has rejected all of these things. Highest form of happiness, which is Laukika happiness. Laukika means whether in this loka or other lokas, it doesn't matter. They're all different levels of same Ananda. All limited. Power. He offered him also Samrajyam. Anything that you ask for. Because he understood Drishtva, Dhritya. Absolute clarity with firmness. Not once did Nachiketa hesitate. Therefore, Dhritya. So, starting with saying he gave up. Who gave up? What did he give up? Why did he give up? With what strength did he give up? All that is answered. Very beautiful way of looking at any of these sentences. Nachiketaha Atyasrakshihi is one sentence. Nachiketa gave up. But then from there, all these karakas come. What did he give up? Why did he give up? How did he give up? With what did he give up? All the karakas will come. So having considered the huge mahat and urugayam, thomam, anantyam, abhayasya param, kamasyaptim, limit, highest limit of kama, jagataha pratishtham, the adhara for entire jagat. What is that? Brahmaji is the Prathamaja, I told you. From him comes everything. Therefore, offered the position of Sarvasya Karanam. What else do we ask for in life? We want wealth, we want power, we want vast possessions. All that for what? We want some relationship where everybody look up to you, praise. For what? Because we think each one of us leads to my sukha, ananda. It does. We don't deny that. Each one of these leads us to some limited amount of comfort and sukha. The key word is limited. When you have access to completely unlimited Purnatvam, we still choose this because our understanding of Purnatvam is not complete. Therefore, a bird in hand. Nachiketa was one who was able to go way beyond that. His status that Yamadharmaraja has is also Devata. Devata means what? Shining, exalted being. All Devatas are exalted beings compared to Manushya. And Devatas have different powers in certain sectors, certain areas. I think of them as domain specialists. They have so much power in those sectors that they can give you, if you pray to them, some bit of that. They are pleased because you pray to them and they can give you some. Every Devata is like that. But Bhagavan is very clear. They have no power to give anything. Although I have allotted certain power to him. Ultimately, that power comes from me. So when you pray to any Devata, through the Devata it comes to me. I then give him the power to give you the power. But Devatas are exalted beings as far as we are concerned. Yamadharmaraja was the Devata. So are all the other Devatas that we know. Here, Nachiketa is being offered that position. He didn't take it. So the message is very clear. If one gets clarity about Mukshutvam, that there is something available which is way beyond anything that you can get. That is accessible. Why would I not take it? The only reason I don't take it is because I have certain conclusions about myself and I am unable to see that I can be free of any sense of sorrow or dukkha. I can't see how. My own life so far, 30, 40, 50 years, whatever it is, I've seen that there is more dukkha than sukha. I've seen around me every single individual is the same state. There, my conclusions therefore very strong. I cannot be free of the sense of dukkha. This thing doesn't go away easily. Till that holds us, we have difficulty seeing this possibility of Purnatvam. If somebody comes to classes and studies like the way we've been doing, it is because there is somewhere a spark, this possibility saying that could be right. I have a lot of respect for Shastra. I have a lot of Shraddha in Shastra. Therefore, I am willing to submit myself to Shastra as a pramana and hope that I will understand. So Nachiketa, having considered Thomam Mahaturgayam Pratishtham, considered all these offerings, the entire Jagat, because you're being offered Brahmaloka. If you think of these lokas in a fashion, that there is a head and there are citizens of that loka. I don't know how Brahmaloka works, but I'm just imagining. So when you go to Indraloka, you are a citizen of Indraloka. You have the visa to go there. But you still have to submit to the head because Indra is the head. And the visa that you get, like any visa, is not indefinite. If you go to the UK, they give you a 6-month visa. And for that, they charge you an arm and a leg. And recently, they've increased all their visa prices. Okay. If you want a 2-year visa, huge amounts of money they charge. It doesn't matter, you're a student. They have become so poor that they charge visa fees for everything. You know, they also have a very funny visa. I don't know if you're aware. If you're transiting UK, except for going to the US, if you're transiting UK to go anywhere, you still have to get a visa, even if you don't ever get out of the aircraft. Very funny guys. Anyway, the visa is limited. You get a 6-month visa, that's it. Within the 6 months, you can go and you'll get a 30-day visa. That is the visa you get to go to Indraloka. That visa allows you to be in Indraloka for a limited period. And you enjoy all that you can enjoy in Indraloka, or Swargaloka, or whatever loka. And this currency that you use for getting the visa is your punya. You have followed whatever you have to do in the, as given in the Shastra. And then the punya finishes, what happens? Back. Even Indra has to come back. Shine Punye. Indra also is somebody who's gone there because he did punya. Shine Punye Marthiloke Vishanti. Come back. Now, Nachiketa saw all this. That was Mat Urgayam Pratishtham. I give you Brahmaloka. You want to go there? You be the everything that you are bigger than the President of America, who today currently is making waves in the world. You are bigger than anybody because you are Brahmaji. Homam Mahadurgayam Pratishtham Anantyam Abhayasya Param Kamasyaptim Jagata Pratishtham. You can't get higher than this. You can't get higher than this as long as you remain in the Jagat. And the Jagat includes all of these. The entire cosmos that we know clearly, and the entire loka, Chaturdasha loka, that we know Shastra tells us. All of them are within the Jagat. So when you say Jagat, don't translate as world. World is a very small portion of Jagat. So there was Jagat, Laukika. This is one loka, there are all the other lokas. Any Laukika is limited. All that you can, Dhritva, Dhritya, Dhiraha Nachiketaha, Atyasvakshi. Ramasya Jagata Pratishtham. How? Kratoho Anantyam Abhayasya Par. Krataha, we'll see what Acharya has to say about it. But Krataha is all the karma and upasana as dictated by Shastra. Homam Mahat Urgayam Pradishtam Drishtva He Nachiketaha Tvam Dhritya Dhiraha San Dhiman San Atyasakshi. We'll read the Bashyam. Tvam tu kamasya aptim samaptim.
Tam tu kamasya samaptim.
Kamasya aptim. All the kama that you can get, you gave up. Samaptim. The word apti is very interesting. Ap dhatu, to gain, to get. Samyak aptim is one meaning. Yes, samaptim means, you also know samapti ho gaya. You know, in Hindi you say samapt ho gaya. Ended. So he says he gave up. But samyak aptim also you can say, I got everything. That also is the meaning you can give, is still okay. Because if you get that moksha jnanam, you get everything. Going with, there's nothing more to know. Tvam tu kamasya aptim samaptim. You did not accept the highest form of kama that was offered to you. Tvam tu he Nachiketa. However, you did not accept the highest form of kama. Atraiva ihaiva sarve kamaha parisamaptaha. Atraiva ihaiva
Traiva
sarve kamaha
sarve
Kamaha
parisamaptaha.
parisamaptaha.
Traiha ihaiva, whether it is on this Martyaloka or any other loka, all the kama that are offered to you, not only the kama that you can get here, he offered him celestial, all kinds of kamas. Celestial damsels, music, vahana, dances, everything that you could think of. So, atraiva ihaiva sarve kamaha parisamaptaha. Highest forms of all kinds of kama. Martyaloka kama, other loka kama, did not tempt you. How can it not tempt an individual? Just imagine, out of the 8.5, 9 billion people in the world, how many would reject such a thing? Why would somebody reject something like this? Only when we don't know of a better option, better possibility. Only then we will reject. We will not reject. We will accept it because I don't know there's anything better. Today, if you get a lottery of 50 lakh rupees, it is nothing, but you will take it. It is free. But if you can do something else, you can get maybe 2 crores. If you know that, maybe you will not take this. We all have this thing in life, the options in life. There's a mathematical problem, very interesting mathematical problem. You have an option of pick, and a lot of these television series shows they use this. There are 2 boxes. You know that one box has 1 lakh rupees. You know the other box has either 1 rupee or 10 crore rupees. We don't know which is the correct answer. What will you choose? Why would you choose whichever? Generally, if you know there is a possibility of 10 crore rupees coming to you, all this is within the limitations of Jagat. One might try our best to find out how to get that. Otherwise, we don't know, we just take the 10 lakh rupees or 1 lakh rupees or whatever it is. We don't hesitate. Atraiva ihaiva sarve kamaha parisamaptaha. You did not hesitate to reject all the karma. Jagataha
Jagataha
Sadhyatma
Adhyatma
Vibhuta
Adibhuta
Adidaiva Dehe
Adidaiva Dehe
Pratistham
Pratishtham.
Jagataha
Jagataha
Adhyatma
Sadhyatma
Adibhuta
Vibhuta
Adidaiva Dehe
Adidaiva Devi
Pratistham
Pratishtham
Ashrayam
Ashrayam
Sarvatmakatvat
Sarvatmatvat
Kratoho. Okay, please stop. We will read that. Sarvatmakatvat. Stop it there. Jagataha sa adhyatma adibhuta adidaivadehe pratistham ashrayam. Acharya, here the meaning of the word pratishtha is an ashraya, being the adhara, being the very basis, very adhishthanam for what? For the jagat. Jagataha, Shashti, of the jagat. The adharam of the jagat. I told you jagat is everything. And it goes on to explain that. Including adhyatma, adibhuta, adideva dehe, including two ways you can interpret this. The mind ityadi, one aspect of the entire jagat. Body ityadi bhuta, another aspect. So you can think of this sukshma sthula, maybe karana, adidaiva. You know, when this is what you use when you say shanti, shanti, shanti. All of this, the entire jagat, the sthula jagat, the sukshma jagat, karana jagat, everything inclusive, that jagataha, very basis, pratishtha. Of sarvatmakatva, being the atma of everything. You know, the word atma is used in many different senses. Here it is being sensed as the very basis, very adhisthana. A common example we use in the class is my angavastram is a fabric. The fabric is the atma for my angavastram because from the huge ton of fabric, I cut out a piece that becomes my angavastram. But that fabric also has an atma. It is only yarn. The yarn is the atma for the, because without the yarn there is no atma, there is no fabric. So in the jagat we can see the dependence. That which depends on something else for its very existence, without that it is only a name. Without the yarn, the fabric is only a name, a shape. And you put it to some use, some utility. That is also called Atma. What is Atma of the entire Jagat? Any object you take, keep working backwards, it is only Chaitanyam, consciousness. That is the Atma. And the beauty of this is when you think of it like that and then say, okay, then my body also is not Atma. Body also has an Atma. Mind also has an Atma. Because body, mind, etc. is part of the same Jagat. But I exist. I am. So the inevitable understanding is what? Comprehension is what? That Adharam, that Atma is I. I have been thinking of I in a very limited sense as an individual. But everything that is existing or apparently existing, without that Atma, is only name and form. Therefore, Sarvasya Atmakatva, being the Atma of everything. It is therefore the Ashrayam. And that I offered you. If you think of it as Saguna Brahman, that is what he got as an offer. Saguna Brahman is the Mula Karanam. Saguna Brahman is Paramatma. We can think of Brahmaji as Saguna Brahman. Ishvara is the Adharam for everything. But even that Saguna Brahman is dependent on something else. So that level of power and position I offered you. How do you get there? I told you how to get there. I gave you all the method to get there. Kratoho
Oho.
upasanayaha
Asanayaha.
phalam
Phalam.
Phalam.
airanya garbha padam
Hiranyagarbham padam.
anantyam anantyam
Anantyam anantyam.
Kratoho Shashti Upasanayaha Shashti. The phalam of a combination of karma as prescribed and upasana as prescribed. We've seen earlier in some other context that karma alone, when followed exactly as given in the Shastra, can take us to Svargaloka. There are 14 lokas, we said 7 loka. Bhuhu, Boha, Soha, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, etc., etc. You can go up to a level. But if you're a karmata and you follow karma rigidly, strictly, along with upasana, then you can go all the way up to Brahmaloka. So Yamadharmaja says, I told you how to go there. I gave you Nachiketa Agnihi. Kratoho upasanayaha phalam. That phalam of the combination is Hiranya Garbham Padam. Hiranya Garbham is Hiranya Garbha because Vriddhi Aita becomes Hiranya Garbha. E becomes I. Hiranya Garbha Phalam. The phalam that is available to you, Hiranya Garbham Padam. Now, Hiranya Garbha, sometimes people get confused. Is the same as Brahmaji. Brahmaji has many names. Okay. In fact, if you take Kurma Purana, Hiranyagarbha, Adideva, Aja, Prajapati, that's another common name, we understand that. Prathamaja, Parameshwara, Swayambhuhu, all these are names of Brahmaji only. There are in fact many more. Padmabhuhu, all of these mean only that one Prathamaja Brahma. So he says, Hiranya Garbham Padam. Now, when I first read it, I said, he's saying that I gave you the position of Brahmaji itself. The Padam with the position of Hiranya Garbha. One can look at it like that. One can also say a denizen of Brahmaloka. It's the same. Because elsewhere in the Shastra it says, whatever you do your meditation on, you become that. If only meditate on good things, they say. So if your meditation is such that you focus only on this, therefore you follow all these systems that are given and meditate on Brahmaji, you become Brahmaji. I think it is more sensible to say you become a Brahmaloka denizen, assuming that there are many there. So Hiranya Garbham Padam Anantyam. Anantyam literally means endless. But you know, Ananta and Ananta are synonymous. Although in the word usage that we use here, we discriminate the two. Satchit Ananda, Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Same thing. So, our Acharya ji says Anantyam, he says read as Anantyam. Highest form of Ananda you can get. Upanishad gives the entire Valli called Ananda Valli and tells you some way of measuring Ananda. Starting with a young, healthy, very happy man who has all wealth in the Jagat, in the earth, who has all the power, who has everything. If you take it as one unit of Ananda, each level of Loka you go multiply by 100. And the highest of this Brahmaloka. So when he says Anantyam, the entire this thing is only highest form of Ananda, which is unfortunately limited, which is within time. So all that you had on a platter, you didn't take it. Abhayasya cha
Abhayasya cha
param.
param
Param is param nishtham.
param nishtham.
That means absolute clarity, absolute doubtless knowledge, which obviously, what is the doubtless knowledge? Abhayasya param, highest where we are so prone to bhaya. When you take sannyasa, one of the sankalpa you do is that you will not be a source of bhaya for any being. So you try and avoid that completely. Bhaya pratishtha. Because eventually if you understand that you are Ekameva Advitya Brahman, what are you going to be afraid of? Or what are you going to make fearful? Nothing. There is nothing to make fear. Tomam, not Thoma, Tomam,
Omam
Tutyam,
Utyam
Mahat,
Mahad
Animadi,
Animadi
Aishwaryadi,
Aishwaryadi
Aneka Guna Samhatam,
Aneka Guna Samhatam
Tomam,
Tomam.
Tan Mahacha
Tanmaha.
Nirtishayatvat
Nirtishayatvat.
Toma Mahat.
Tomam.
Taken the word from the mantra. Tomam Mahat is the word is taken. What is the Stoma Mahat? He explains this. Stomam is Tutyam. That is Tuti Yogyam. That it is worthy of worship. Tomam. Mahat, the highest form, huge. But here he uses a very interesting phrase. Animadi Aishwaryadi Aneka Guna Samhatam. That which is all the gunas. All the vibhutis in the Jagat that we know belong to Ishvara. And all that you were offered. What is the kind of thing he gives? Bashyakara is Animadi. There in yoga, they have something called Ashtasiddhi. Anima, Mahima, Garima, various other things. Prapti, Prakaryam, 8 different listing of things. You can make yourself physically very small, yogic powers. You can make yourself very big. And we've heard all these Puranic stories where somebody is able to do all that. You can transport yourself to another place. All that is possible. So all those things that are given in the Ashtasiddhi, Anima Adi, Anima Adi, all that is available to you. You have all the powers of Bhagavan, all the Bhaga, Aishwaryadi. Aishwarya also we know, no? Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashashriyaha Jnana Vairagyayoshchaiva Shannam Bhaga Itirana. The 6 qualities, Bhaga, in unlimited quantity is what makes Bhagavan. One who has all these 6 Shannam Samagram. Well, all of these in full measure, complete measure, unlimited measure is Bhagavan. All that are available to you. Aishwaryadi. Any guna you can talk about. Aneka guna samhatam. Any category of guna you take, available to you. You're offered all that. So, Anima, Animadi, Aishwaryadi, Aneka guna samhatam is Tomam. Tan Mahascha. What is the greatness of that? Niritishayatvat. Niritishayatvat means relatively immeasurable. Relatively speaking, unlimited. That is called Toma Mahat. All that, I'm saying that because when the verse is quoted, Toma Mahat, that huge, all of the gunas were offered to you and you rejected them. Tutyam, worshipful, Mahat, Animadi, Aishwaryadi, Aneka Guna Samhatam. That's Tomam, and it's Mahat in the form of Niratishayatva. Unlimited quantity. That is called Toma Mahat, and that was one of the things that you were offered on a platter. He's going on listing so many things. like I said, it's really for all the students of the Upanishad, for us to recognize the value of Vairagyam through an understanding. In fact, if the Vairagyam is absolute, you come into a situation of a choiceless choice, you become sannyasi. Whether you wear these clothes or not, you become sannyasi. Tyagi. Tyagenaiva na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyagenaiva. You get only this knowledge only through tyaga. Not tyaga as we understand it. Not giving up, but understanding the relative valuelessness of all of those things. The more clarity one has, that is why when somebody goes to the mother and says, I want to go to Swamiji and study Vedanta, somewhere in the back of the mind, the mother knows he will give everything. I've brought him up so well. He's got degree from IIT and MIT. He will become sannyasi. That's why when you take sannyasa, one person you have to take permission from is your mother. You have to have your mother's permission to take sannyasa. She must be one who understands the value of sannyasa, value of the tyaga. We will continue tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी, धन्यवाद धन्यवाद।